Every day that slips through your fingers is a day that cannot be reclaimed. You may not feel the weight of a single day, but understand this. A wasted year is only the sum of 1,000 small moments you chose to ignore. The illusion of time is the most dangerous comfort a man can entertain. You believe you have more of it than you actually do. You tell yourself there's always tomorrow, next week, next month. But time does not operate on your schedule. It answers to no one. It continues with or without you. While you pause, time presses forward. While you hesitate, it remains relentless. While you wait for the perfect moment, it silently keeps count of every opportunity you've let die. A man who fails to respect time is a man already losing the battle. The clock is the only enemy you cannot defeat, only work with. It does not argue, it does not reason, it simply moves. Whether you choose action or inaction, it continues. That is the harsh reality. You can sleep on your goals, but time will not sleep with you. It will rise before you, work against you, and reward the one who moves despite uncertainty. Time honors momentum, not intention. You may have dreams, vision, desire, but none of it matters without movement. Every second is either invested or wasted. There is no neutral. The tragedy is not in failure. The tragedy is in the years lost to hesitation, to overthinking, to fear disguised as planning. Many men will die with their potential still inside them, not because they lacked ability, but because they waited too long to act. The world does not slow down for the man who is still thinking about it. It rewards the man who builds in silence, who acts in discomfort, who pushes forward while others are still crafting excuses. You are not stuck because you lack resources. You are stuck because you have not yet made time your ally. You speak of change but live in cycles. You crave transformation but surrender to habits that steal your hours. You blame distractions but you permit them. You know what must be done, but you avoid it with deadly consistency. Time is not your issue. Discipline is. Priorities are. Ownership is. When a man decides to treat his time as sacred, everything changes. His habits align. His environment shifts. His standards rise, and that man becomes a force, no longer drifting, but directing his life with precision. There is no negotiation with time. You either submit to it or master it through daily, disciplined effort. And once a moment is gone, it does not return. There are no second chances at yesterday, no refunds for the years you squandered. The harsh truth is this: no matter how loudly you regret, time does not hear you. It only watches what you do next. You have been conditioned to believe that you need to feel ready before you act, that clarity comes before commitment, that confidence must arrive before motion. But this belief is not only false, it's fatal to growth. Waiting to feel ready is the perfect excuse to do nothing while pretending you are being cautious. The truth is, the man who achieves anything of value rarely feels fully prepared when he begins. He acts in uncertainty, he moves through doubt, he chooses progress over perfection. The feeling of readiness is not a prerequisite, it is a result. It is born from doing the hard thing repeatedly, from walking into the storm of fear and resistance. If you wait until the fear is gone, you will never move. If you wait until the path is clear, you will remain still for the rest of your life. Growth lives in discomfort. Confidence is built through repetition. The man who acts despite fear will always outpace the man who waits for comfort. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the refusal to be ruled by it. This is where most men fall. They confuse hesitation with wisdom. They call their delay strategy. They tell themselves they're gathering more information, preparing just a little more. But all they're doing is building walls between themselves and their potential. Life does not reward the man who plans endlessly. It rewards the one who executes. Clarity is forged in the fire of doing. You do not think your way into purpose. You walk into it through decisive action. There will always be reasons to wait. There will always be voices, internal and external, telling you that now is not the time, that you're not experienced enough, that you need more money, more support, more certainty. But these are lies clothed in logic. They sound reasonable, which is why they're so deadly. They don't scream, they whisper. And the longer you listen, the more they embed themselves into your identity. To rise, you must stop looking for the right moment and start becoming the right man. The man who acts regardless of emotion. The man who moves not because he feels like it, but because he said he would. Discipline is what you practice when motivation disappears. You must stop letting emotion be your compass and start letting commitment be your anchor. You will not always feel strong, but you can always choose strength. You will not always feel brave, but you can always take one more step. Repetition is the builder of identity. Every time you choose action over hesitation, you cast a vote for the man you are becoming. You are programming your mind with every small decision. You are proving to yourself that fear does not lead, delay does not win, and that your word is law. The more you act in the face of doubt, the more you kill the weakness that has been quietly writing the script of your life. There is a dangerous lie that many men fall victim to, the belief that success is something that happens in a single grand moment. They believe that one decision, one breakthrough, one stroke of luck will change everything, but the truth is much harsher. Success is not an event. It is a series of small, often tedious actions repeated day after day. It is the sum of all those moments you didn't feel like doing the work, but did it anyway. It's the hours you put in when no one was watching. It's the commitment you make to your goals when the initial excitement has faded and the world has returned to its distractions. Success is boring, it's repetitive, it's unglamorous, and yet it is the most reliable path to victory. The men who win are not the ones who wait for the perfect opportunity or the perfect feeling. They are the ones who show up day after day, doing the work that others aren't willing to do. They do it because they understand that the difference between success and failure isn't determined in a flash of inspiration, but in the accumulation of small daily efforts. The truth is, most men fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack consistency. They quit when they get tired. They stop when things get hard. They forget that the road to greatness is long and filled with discomfort. Greatness isn't defined by one great act. It is defined by 1,000 small acts of courage, discipline, and persistence. It is defined by the ability to do what needs to be done even when it doesn't feel good, when no one is cheering you on, when you're not getting immediate results. Most people expect immediate rewards, and when they don't see them, they give up. But success doesn't work that way. It doesn't reward the man who looks for shortcuts, who hopes for a quick fix, or who searches for the magic solution. Success rewards the man who sticks with it day after day, year after year, until the work finally pays off. Consistency is the ultimate power. Every time you repeat a task, no matter how mundane or difficult, you are reinforcing your commitment to your goal. You are building the muscle of discipline and mental toughness. It's easy to start something, it's harder to finish it, but the men who succeed are the ones who finish. They stay the course even when it seems like no progress is being made. They trust that small steps lead to big results. And when they look back, they see that the path they've traveled has been paved with consistency. It's the same with habits. Habits shape your identity. Every time you repeat an action, you are reinforcing who you believe yourself to be. If you tell yourself you're a failure, you'll fail. If you tell yourself you're a person of discipline and strength, you'll eventually prove it. The habits you create are the building blocks of the man you will become. And those habits, no matter how small, are what carry you toward your goals, one repetition at a time. Your weaknesses are not something you can afford to ignore. They are not something you can afford to hope will disappear on their own. They are silent killers, quietly eroding the progress you've made, waiting for the perfect moment to destroy everything you've worked for. The longer you tolerate weakness, the more it becomes entrenched in your character. It begins to define you, shaping your decisions, your behavior, your outcomes. Weakness isn't just physical, it is mental, emotional, and psychological. It is in the patterns of procrastination, in the fear of discomfort, in the failure to take responsibility for your actions. Every time you make an excuse, every time you choose comfort over challenge, every time you avoid the difficult truth, you feed your weakness, and it grows, it gains strength. It becomes a part of you until you can't recognize the man in the mirror anymore. The most dangerous weakness is the one you don't even know you have. It's the weakness that hides behind your ego, behind your justifications, behind your pride. It's the inability to admit that you're not as strong as you think you are. It's the refusal to face the uncomfortable truth that you are holding yourself back. The man who refuses to confront his weaknesses is the man who will eventually be crushed by them. Your weaknesses will be the ones that sabotage your progress. They will take the opportunities you don't seize, the relationships you neglect, and the dreams you don't pursue. They will rob you of the future you could have had, all because you refuse to confront them head on. But here's the key: weakness is not permanent. It is not something that defines you forever. It is something that can be destroyed, eliminated, and transformed into strength. But only if you are willing to face it, to confront it with unwavering honesty and ruthless discipline. The greatest men in history were not those who were born without weaknesses. They were the ones who identified them and actively worked to overcome them. They faced their fears, their doubts, their limitations, and broke through them. They didn't wait for circumstances to change. They changed themselves. They built resilience in the face of adversity. They turned their weaknesses into fuel for growth. To kill weakness, you must first acknowledge it. You must be honest with yourself about the areas where you are lacking. You must stop lying to yourself and pretending that everything is fine. Stop blaming others. Stop making excuses, and start taking full responsibility for who you are and who you want to become. Only then can you begin to take the steps to eliminate those weaknesses. Strength is built through consistent action. It is built through doing the hard things, through practicing discipline, through embracing discomfort. Every time you face your weakness, you destroy a little bit of it. Every time you push yourself beyond what you thought possible, you strengthen the muscles of your mind, body, and spirit. And over time, you become someone who is not ruled by weakness, but someone who commands strength. The man who chooses to confront his weaknesses is the man who will rise. The man who chooses to ignore them will eventually be left behind, a casualty of his own complacency. The choice is yours. Continue to tolerate weakness, or take the necessary steps to destroy it, one action at a time.